Good evening and welcome to the Darkmom Consortium for, June the 5th, 2023. I am Mom. We are on Discord if anybody wants to join us. And the beverage for the moment is bubbly sparkling water blackberry bubbly. That's the caffeine-free blackberry one. And why are we drinking this? Because this is what they had at Fair Oaks this week. Not a huge selection. Good morning, Galaxy Star Queen. How are you doing, dear? Yes, Loki, I see you there. The Hellspawn is here. Let's see. Somebody was just talking about something, so I wrote duck, and then they're like, ducks? Ducks? Have we got ducks? No, we don't have ducks. Then I was remembering, I think the Danish word for duck is and my cousin Anders is coming to visit me shortly. And I'm thinking, does that mean the ducks? Oh, it means brave and manly in Swedish. Ha 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 ha. Apparently means that in everything. Okay, so Anders is brave and manly. I shall say hi to my brave and manly cousin. Come here, you Gort. Come here. Oh, why do you want to wait to get on my lap till it's 90 degrees out? I'm hanging in there, GSQ. I am slowly, well, actually not slowly. I have cleaned out my house. It is down to a small trace of dust in my garage. Everything else is in a truck on its way here to be here theoretically on Saturday. We'll see if that happens. But between now and Saturday, I have to move out a very small kitchen table, 2 chairs, a big dresser, which I cannot move by myself, and a big heavy bookcase, a whole bunch of books. This room that I'm in, which is full of somebody else's artwork and lamps and monitors and my luggage and a bunch of boxes of stuff. So it's going to be a really interesting couple of days. So I'm good. And then I will try to figure out how I'm going to put an entire truck's worth of stuff in a 2-bedroom apartment. And that will remind me that, hey, you know what? Even though you threw out the equivalent of a 3-bedroom worth of house stuff and you shipped 2 bedrooms down here, that means you had 5 bedrooms worth of stuff in a 3-bedroom house. That's a lot of stuff. It is way too much stuff. Nobody needs that much stuff. So as I go forward, I will continue to de-stuff my life. And I recommend, highly recommend, we all start doing that. Because, oh my God, stuff. However, it's going to be a lifelong project, I think, of getting rid of all of the junk in the house. Just because, going through stuff. I'm currently going through... Just the first box I opened up was a bunch of financial records. Okay, do I need them? Probably. Do I need them as pieces of paper? No. So I have my scanner and slowly digitizing them a few at a time. And once each box gets done, I can take it to work and shred it. Because at work, very rarely, but every now and then we have pieces of equipment that we make that are responsible for shredding biologically contaminated waste materials. Like things you'd get in a hospital, and it needs to be autoclaved, which is treated under heat and pressure, or it could be burned up, which is incineration, both of which aren't great for the environment. Or you can buy our handy dandy, really big machines that will do that for you up to 4 metric tons per hour, which is a lot of shredding and heat treating, but you can recapture almost all the energy used on it. Anyway, so to test them out, every now and then we will do a bag of mulch or 100 bags of mulch. And then we use the mulch once it's cooked and shredded and put it in our company gardens. We have very good company gardens. But every now and then we will shred old papers. Because, it doesn't matter what you shred. You just have to see how long things last in it. And we will have the company-wide Bring Your Papers to Work and we will shred them events. Oh, goodness, GSQ. Yes, take care of yourself. Stay healthy or get healthy. Chicken soup. Sleep, vitamin C, orange juice, all that's so good for you. I'm very lucky. I've got allergies. And this is probably the only thing I dislike about Indianapolis is, oh my God, they've got pollen here. We have pollen alerts. So if I can go more than an hour without doing a all over the place, it's a good thing. It's a rare thing, but it's a good thing. And we haven't had any rain to speak of. Normally we get a brief rainstorm every day, which helps to knock the pollen out of the air, so it makes it a little bit easier. We have not had our storm du jour. I don't know if we're going to get a storm today. Co-worker said we shouldn't for a couple of days, but I just think he's pessimistic about it. Let's see what Mr. Weatherman says for lovely Indianapolis weather. Hot, thank you. I knew that part. It's actually not that bad. It's like 80 degrees at the moment. It's 80 degrees at the moment. Go away. Advertisements. I just want the 57 tonight. Oh, that's going to be so nice. And thunderstorms on the way. Let's see when they're going to get here, though. Or if across the Midwest does not include us. The first year I was here, we were getting rain every single day, and it was just actually quite nice. Oh, no rain for a couple of days. Ooh, no rain for a week. Ouch. Well, I suppose that's a good thing because I have to unpack my moving van on Saturday and Sunday and Monday and Tuesday. And then Wednesday I have to fly back to Chicago and pick up one of the cars and bring it back here. But, you know, if it's sunny and warm, that means the plane should be on time. Yay. So I see that we've got a super challenging universal endeavor today. Let's go see what time is it. It is 7:08. Loki, Mom is busy killing things. You can't do that. Loki's lying on my lap going, Mom, pet me, pet me, pet me, damn it, pet me, pet me. We have to discuss that. We have to discuss your behavior one day, young lady. So let's see. Let's go off. I wonder if anybody's already on New Romulus. Probably yes. Oh, that's the wrong list. Who is over there already? Got somebody on Ryza. Oh, aha, Kathja is there in the toxic relationship. But well, he's almost there. We're getting closer. Let us beam to New Romulus. There we go. I'm still kind of working on a temporary setup in my office. I think I've got the big desk, which is 30 inches deep or 36 inches deep. It's a really deep desk. But I've got my two monitors just sitting on the desk as opposed to being on their stands, and that makes it a little bit harder to see things than on my previous desk, which I think is only like 18 inches deep. It's very shallow, but I've got stands for everything, so it makes it useful. Let's see, a new Romulus alert mission. Okay, well, we can do that, I think. Well, while we're waiting to do that, let's go over here and see what of these we've got, if any. Oh, we've got all of them already. Let's see what time we have. It's only 7. Oh, we could go do stuff. We could go do stuff. Ooh, Andy. Andy, we haven't seen you for a while. Alright, so let's see. What do we do first? If we want to pick up a little dilithium here. Let's go. Yes, darn it, we accept the offer. I have spent the last hour filling out papers about selling my house, which I'm happy to sell my house, but there's this little section in the sell your house that says, or we can rent it out. I'm thinking, no, 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 nope, nobody, nope, nope, nope. I am not renting out my house. Ugh. I do not want to be a long-distance landlord. I don't want to be a landlord, period. Especially not long distance. The thought of having to go and deal with a stopped-up drain or pay somebody to deal with a stopped-up drain. I mean, what little money you're going to make from a house is going to disappear instantly from a rental. I'd have to rent it for 10 years just to break even on what I'd get for selling it. I don't want to do that, thank you very much. well, the way things are looking here, I think somebody else has been playing staging event. So we're going to try and get back to doing a regular schedule now that my life is a little bit more normal. This week will still be a bit of an exception. But we'd like to be able to be on at least 5 nights a week between me and DT and Frost. And of course we've gotten back to doing our morning shows with Ed, so we are on every morning from 6 a.m. till 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which horrendously is 5 a.m. Chicago time, ouch, 4 a.m. Mountain time, and 3 a.m. out in DT land. People are still going to bed when we're on the air, if they have any sense at all. Everybody's here. What? Oh, they're all hanging out just waiting. I see. Is there another instance, or shall I just go patiently? So I guess I could be smart. I'm going to be smart as soon as I'm done here. What have we got? We have 64%. So we're trying to figure out what we should do every evening when we're visiting with you guys. I know we've been doing Pimp My Starships, which I think we're going to get back to. I think we'll get back to Pimp My Ground build too. People have been sending me some really interesting ground builds, and I'm thinking that we can try some out on different evenings. I'll put them together and we can go off and play missions and see what we think of them, and then talk about it. Okay, so that one's done. Now, I think we're going to have a little fun here and go over and pick up all the missions around the map and see if I can do that. Right, let's come over here and talk to this nice lady. Do I have insect repellent? Nope, need that just in case. There it is. Nope, wrong one. Wrong one, Mom. There we go. Okay. So you're wondering why am I going up and picking up all of these missions? Because I know that's what you're thinking. I'm very good about my psychic abilities. I'm covered with bug bites. Maybe I need the insect repellent. So when you do pick up the half-hourly thing, if you run at the same time that you're doing the mission, you get the mission of the day bonus. So 720 dilithium or more, as well as whatever you pick up for if you complete the mission. So what's next? Payos Crater. If you're going to do it, you might as well make some money doing it. Used to be these things had a cooldown of like 15 minutes or less. You could just stand here and do them all day long. Which is too bad you can't do it. I still love hanging out on Romulus. New Momulus, as we call it. Payos Vastum Antli Wall. So Dante sent me a note here, which I found amusing. There's a starship trait that he claims is named after our fleet. Strike Group Command Authority. Wouldn't that be awesome if we actually got credit for that? I would be just out of my mind thrilled. I'm sure it's not, but we're still going to take it. Still going to enjoy credit for it. Okay, so now we've got 14 minutes. 14 minutes? 14 minutes. 13 minutes before anything happens here. What to do? What to do? I know what we do. Go see if DT's awake. Do that. That. Okay, now we've let people know we're out there. Hi. Unfortunately, all of my endeavors for the day were strangely boring. And they all went very well, too. It was one of those things where I had to do Dreadnought. Was it Dreadnoughts? No. It was Zenkethi ships. Excuse me. Lucari TFO, hull healing, and shield healing all in space at the same time. Well, not at the same time, but that was the goal. And I did Zenkethi front, and I did not complete the damage or the healing for shields or hull after we completed the Dreadnought, but nonetheless I had some healing to do, so I dropped the molecular shield generator and just sat there, and as it was counting down for you to leave the map, it's continuing to heal, and my hull's continuing to heal, and things are just slowly clicking off, and with a few seconds left, all of the healing was done. I completed my Lucari TFO. Ah, bliss. The stars were in alignment. All was well in the world. So while we're talking about Kethja, the toxic relations ship, this is the Polaron build that I was working on with DT, which needs some boosting up here. My weapons are okay, but they're mostly, we've got a couple ultra rares, the rest are just rares. And I've got these Polaron dual cannons that I'd like to switch out for something that's got some efficacy. Good word, right? I'm not sure what to do with those. And in the back, it's okay. These all need to be boosted up. My Omni is a 15, but it's still a 15 purple. Did I upgrade during the event? No. No, I did not. It was not a good week. Next event. Yes, I'm right here, dear. Okay. I'm not going anyplace. I'm going to put you on the ground in a moment. Here, let me put you on the ground. Oh, doggos. There we go. So as I was saying, would like to come up with some stuff we can do with you guys. Obviously doing DPS and doing builds, ship builds, ground builds. Dante, oh my goodness, puppy guts all over the floor. Dante had been working on the Star Trek Online bingo based on accolades, so that's something we're going to put together and get out there now that I actually am available to do something besides just try and get through the next day. It's been 2 months. I'm kind of better. It's not as bad as it was. We'll just leave it at that. Family's coming in to visit. I'm getting the apartment straight. Realizing that the marketing is such that I probably am not going to be able to do a new house, which is bad for the dogs. Dogs want to have a house. And the dogs want to be like they had before, where they can just walk out the back door, take care of business, come back in at whatever time is convenient for them, and that does not happen in an apartment. Oh. Maybe we're going to have a Frost join us momentarily. One thing we are going to definitely work on this year is getting the cookbook ready for next April to do the second fundraiser in memory of our dear Duffy. Now that I almost have a kitchen again, and I say that because you can't see what a mess it is in there with none of my cooking stuff in there and a few bits and pieces from the previous tenant, Farnsworth, which all needs to get boxed up. And most of the things you box up for a house, not a big deal. Then you go to box up the pots and pans, and they're one, huge. They don't fit in a box. So you get a big box from, let's say Lowe's or Menards or something. But it's big in all dimensions, and so you wind up with a box that's 24 by 24 by 17, having 3 pots and pans in it that only take up the bottom third of it, but at that point it's so gosh darn heavy you can't pick it up. So then I'm at I take the empty box to the storage unit. I take all the pots and pans to the storage unit. I put the whole mess together there and just try and make a note that you're never going to lift this up. You're just going to have to cut it open and redo it when the time comes. Which is where I'm at. And then, of course, my stuff's on the way here, and I junked a ton of my cooking stuff. Because, you need 6 or 7 pans when you've got a family to feed. I've got a me to feed, and I'm getting really good at throwing everything into one pot. That said, I had a lovely dinner with some friends a couple of nights ago, which involved throwing some roughly cut up beef, some roughly cut up potatoes, roughly cut up onions into foil packages, and then threw them in the fire for a while. A while being defined as, I don't know, we're chatting, maybe 25 minutes. And it was delicious, probably mostly because the company was fantastic, and the person who prepared it knows how to cook. So I tried to do the same thing here. It's food, sort of. No, it's definitely not going in the cookbook. And then today I took all of the remaining parts of the cauliflower, onions, potatoes, and chicken, chopped them up and turned them into hash. And it was slightly better, but still nothing you'd want to eat twice. But the dogs said that was delicious, Mom. Thank you for cooking for us. So at least somebody appreciated my cooking attempts. But I promise this will not go in the cookbook. We are, of course, going to have an entire section on potent potables, which I think will be Quark's Bar. And of course, we're going to have to try out all those recipes for the beverages. And I was at Half Price Books, and I found a book on how to make cocktails. And I'm thinking, now we can go steal all these and try them out. I don't know if you can copyright a cocktail. I know you can't copyright recipes. Unless that's changed, I don't think you can copyright a recipe. Can you copyright a recipe? Ooh. Recipes can be protected under copyright law if they are accompanied by substantial literary expression. Very interesting. It is rare when the idea and the expression of an idea are so intertwined that there is only one way or very few ways to express the idea. When this is the case, that expression of the idea is not protected by copyright law. A recipe's list of ingredients or simple directions is so intertwined with the idea of that recipe that there are very few ways to express this idea. A simple list of ingredients or simple directions will not usually be protected by copyright. Interesting. So in other words, you can steal the recipe, or that component of it, steal. Borrow, I would say. Lift, appropriate. One of those words is appropriate there. But do you know how many food things are in Star Trek Online? Not even going into Star Trek the series, but in the game, there's like hundreds of references, and no, I am not making tribble kebabs. Maybe I'll make mock tribble kebabs. That could be interesting. Vegan mock tribble kebabs. How's that? That would be disgusting. I have no idea how we would do that. Yeah, probably not kebabs for vegan ones. Doesn't mean we can't think up something. We can do doner kebab. Yum, 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 yum. Which is probably the closest thing I've got to shawarma here. Okay, 4 minutes, and we will be doing something here on New Romulus. But what, we do not know yet. And I'm still in the process of deciding which keyboard and mouse to get. I like this keyboard. It is a rocket. Oh no, this is not a rocket. This is a Red Dragon. This is a Red Dragon, which was a very nice keyboard at the time that I bought it, but it was on sale and being phased out. And I have a matching mouse, and there's no longer a letter S on it. That is just completely worn off, which you would think would be the F that wears out the way I play. But the S and the D faded out. But it's nice. It's got blinking lights. It's very pretty. It's nice in the middle of the night. Woke me up last night because I didn't realize I hadn't turned off the computer before going to bed, and I could see the lights from my bedroom, which means they were bright enough that they were flashing down the hallway. And then we get to that very difficult question at 3 in the morning of, am I going to get up and go turn off the computer? Or give it up as a lost cause and go back to bed for an hour? Give it up as a cause, go back to bed, get some sleep. Okay, let's see what we got.
That was an interesting conversation.
I always have interesting conversations. It's only me there, so... But yeah, it's really weird. I've been trying to be more methodical because I'm in absolute chaos here, and it's like, just remember where you put your wallet and your keys every single time so you can find them in the morning and not have a panic attack. So I was very good last night. I put the phones on the recharger, I put the keys and the wallet away, turned off the computer, I thought.
Who are you talking to?
Me. Now you.
Oh. I was just thinking you look a little crazy there. It's GSQ!
It is GSQ. It's also Satalia.
She was running. I don't know Satalia as well, but
Satalia,
awesome.
Satalia says, what do you call a kebab made by a librarian? A shh kebab.
Shh kebab. Shh kebabble. Kebabble beeble?
I mentioned kebabs because I'm starting to work now that I've almost got my kitchen going. Almost there. Things are slowly getting taken out of here, and then Saturday everything's going to get brought in. It's going to be chaos. But at some point in the not too distant future, i.e. June the 19th, hopefully everything will be organized and reasonably non-chaotic. I realize that's really pushing it to get done in 2 weeks. Speaking of, 2 weeks from today, tomorrow and Wednesday, I will not be here.
Why not?
My cousin is flying in from Sweden, and he's coming in for a convention, but he got the okay to come out and visit us for a couple of days. So I get to visit my cousin. Yay! My Swedish cousin, the manly brave one.
Man, manly man.
Something like that, yes. Did I accept that?
Do 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 do.
Okay, well I guess I go shoot things now. I'm doing the ever so challenging Universal. Oh no.
I don't know how that's possible.
I know, and doing it without a big team.
It's even harder.
Yeah, especially on this one. It's like when you have to do GPL. I mean, how can you do it?
I wonder if I can find any Nukara or any Tholians on Nukara. Just those things just never happen.
I have no idea. This is a Polaron gun that's just knocking this guy back. It's crazy.
Do 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 do.
Why is there drama music on my New Romulus? We should be peaceful here. Not shooty.
Not as peaceful as you think.
Clearly, no. And I like that the Nausicaans are just standing around, twiddling their thumbs. They don't even get out their weapons till I've been shooting at them for a while.
Oh, well, maybe they're just used to you.
Somebody's trying to shoot me from the back. There we go. Yeah, see if that works for you. Ha 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 ha. Death from above. So what shall we do tonight, Frost, aside from shooting some Nausicaans?
I'm shooting some Tholians in the face.
Okay.
With the face. With their face.
Shooting Tholians in the face is a good thing. Should be done.
With their face. That's the important part. It's with their face.
It's with their face?
Yes. My, I have 10 Tholians on the ground, 20 Tholians on Nukara,
Oh, how nice.
and I do harvest materials in space.
Well, we could go do a patrol for that. Actually,
And I'm doing some Tholian stuff right now, being in the Azure Nebula, or the Blue Nebula. Nebula.
Azure just sounds so pretty.
Nebula.
Azure Nebula. Sounds
I'm
like a
starting
great
to
name
think
for a girl.
That these people don't really know how this map is supposed to go.
Are they shooting things?
No, they're all following me.
Well,
Like, I have any idea where I'm going.
Ooh, oh, these are Herojans, not Nausicaans. I stand corrected. The Herojans are just standing around twiddling their thumbs.
We all need goals.
Only got 76% shot and I can't find any more to shoot.
That's terrible.
It is terrible.
That's what I said terrible for.
Uh-oh. My sidekick has apparently kicked.
Why is that?
He's disappeared. There we go, 100%. They're all dead.
Why are you kicking people?
Well, I'm not kicking people. He's...
Said you were.
No, I said he's been kicked. I didn't kick him. I have to go find him now. Let's see, he's...
There's some level of excuses there somewhere.
Oh yeah, that's me. I'm good at excuses. There he is.
If I were paying attention, I'd be very offended.
Apparently we changed that position there. So, for those of you who are going to go to the not Star Trek Las Vegas convention, the not STLV, because they can't call it that anymore, DT and I are going to go out for just 2 days, Friday, Saturday.
And when is this, in August?
This is the first weekend in August. We're going to be there the 4th and the 5th. I'm going to get there late on the 3rd and leave medium-ish on the 6th. But we're going to stay at the Palms because the Rio wants $500 a night during the convention.
That doesn't make any sense.
Well, yeah, not in my opinion, no. But I'm sure they can get it. But across the street at the Palms, it's like $169. But if you want to go really cheap, the Excalibur and Harrah's and a whole bunch of the other places are quite inexpensive. I didn't even look to see what the Paris is going for, though I wasn't thrilled with the Paris last time. It is fine. It's not as much fun as it used to be. Let's see, what does the Paris want?
I broke their little toy. I'm a bad person.
Oh goodness, they have limited availability during the convention at the Paris. That doesn't sound right, which means they've probably got another convention going on there.
Well, it's a pretty hot time for conventions in Vegas.
It is, but it's only $200 a night, which is about what I paid last year, so.
Just saying, you guys could easily like Airbnb it and probably save a decent amount.
Yeah, we had talked about that. But for reasons that I don't want to go into on the show, but I'll be happy to share it with you afterwards, probably not what's going to work out this time around.
I am not sure I can be there because of reasons.
Yes, well, if you change your mind and you're going to be there, then let's talk about an Airbnb. But for once, I want to find one that's got air conditioning.
Yeah, it's been a very strange past few months.
Yeah. Yes, it has. So doing this is just taking one day off of work for me, which isn't too bad. I can do that. What's really weird though is I think there's one direct flight a day from Indianapolis to Vegas.
Because no one lives in the middle of the country.
Well, when I went out a couple of years ago during COVID, I could fly out there without any issues. Direct flights. Yeah, I know, and now that people are starting to actually travel again, no, we are not going to do that.
They're just mean people.
And I don't want to go up to Chicago to do it.
Chi-town.
It is not Chi-town. Anyone who calls it Chi-town is not from Chicago.
Well, I'm not from Chicago, so I can call it whatever I want.
Okay, that's true. That's like calling it Frisco.
Frisco.
Yes, people do not call
I call it Presidio because it's the only place in San Francisco I've ever been. I was preparing for a deployment. We went out to the Presidio for a briefing, and it's the only time I've ever been to San Francisco. I mean, I've always wanted to go, but I've never gone like on my own.
Oh, this is interesting. There is a direct flight on Frontier Airlines that's a non-stop. Actually, there's two. One in the middle of the afternoon, which I'm sure my boss wouldn't yell about too much, but the other one is actually perfect. 9:23 at night, getting into Vegas at 10:21 at night, which admittedly is late, but it's Vegas. Getting in at 10 at night isn't horrible.
I don't know. McCarran is a terrible airport.
It's not McCarran. It's Harry Reid Airport. They changed names.
Oh, that's right. It's been a while.
It's not the worst airport I've ever been to.
It's pretty bad.
Oh yeah, it's not a great airport, but I mean, come on, I go to O'Hare. Think about it.
I mean, you walk out of there, you already feel like you're being bathed in pastels the entire time you're there.
Okay, I hate O'Hare. Yeah, let's see, and there is a direct flight back, but because of time shift, leave Las Vegas at 2 in the afternoon, get to Indianapolis at 10 at night. That kills your day.
How does it take 8 hours to fly that far?
It doesn't, but it's a 3-hour time change.
5 hours is still a long time.
Well, it's about a 4-hour flight, so 2:30 to 9:30. How's that? We'll call it 2 to 9:30. It's 3 hours and 47 minutes with a 3-hour time change. That makes it a 6-hour flight, 6.5-hour flight.
I remember flying out of LaGuardia. I was flying to, a city in Africa. That's
okay.
That much.
That's okay.
I decided that, you know what, I was going to do something for myself, and so I just kind of wasn't going to tell anybody that I was flying in there. As long as I was there by my my TDY, it would be fine.
Mm-hmm.
The problem was that my commanding officer was on the flight with me because he had the exact same idea.
Yeah.
And so we got off at this small airport for no reason whatsoever. Ended up taking almost 12 hours to take a 3-hour flight. I mean, I know why he stopped and who we had to talk to, blah, blah, blah. But I mean, we could have arranged it so many different ways.
Longest flight I ever had was Boston. I think it was Boston to San Diego.
Boston to San Diego?
Yes. Get on the plane at Boston, 4-hour delay due to weather in the Midwest.
Gross.
Yeah. So And they wouldn't, nowadays they can't keep on the plane longer than 2 hours, 3 hours. They have to go back. But this was before that, so as soon as we got out there and were like 37th to depart with a 4-hour delay, the airline attendants promptly said, okay, we're getting out the drinks right now. And they just started feeding people, and they were very nice about everything, and nobody was overly grumpy, because, what else are you going to do? And we're flying, and San Diego is socked in, so we land in Los Angeles. There are no connecting flights because we're already 4 hours late, so it's about midnight. I have a 7 a.m. meeting in a place about an hour and a half from San Diego. They throw us on a bus, take the bus down to San Diego, where I finally get to the car rental place, I think at 2 or 3 in the morning. I'm like, nobody's going to be here. No, the airline had called to let them know that people were coming in. So they kept somebody on duty all night till everybody got there. Then I had a lovely hour-plus drive at night, after being awake for almost 20 hours at this point, into the mountains east of San Diego, through a forest fire. You gotta love this. And finally get to the place I'm supposed to be, and it's 3 in the morning when I get there. So I have time to basically lie down for 2 hours and then go into a meeting from 7 a.m. until 6 p.m. talking about a database and a spreadsheet.
You could write a movie about that.
Oh my God. It's a pluck out your eyeballs would be more comfortable than that meeting.
Your story had 3 acts to it.
I know.
How does that happen?
Well, the good news at the end of the last one, our flight back to Chicago wasn't going to leave until 1 in the morning. Mm-hmm. So we went back down to San Diego, and the company said, oh, go to La Jolla and go to this restaurant. We'll pay for it. And they set us up at a wonderful restaurant for a wonderful meal. And since we didn't have to drive back to the airport, we had somebody to take us back. We could have a couple of refreshing adult beverages.
Adult beverages. Is that soda pop?
That night it was wine.
Oh. Well, if I wanted wine, I'd just stay at home.
Well, it was my job to be there. I didn't get to stay at home. That wasn't the option.
Well, that's just bad planning.
It is. It is. I have not had such a long flight since then, thank goodness. So what should we do? What shall we do tonight?
I'm about to delete Tholians with Tholians.
I thought you were done deleting your Tholians.
No, I was doing the Azure Nebula. Now
now you have more Tholians to do. I understand.
That's why I said Tholians with Tholian faces.
Okay.
Because I destroyed the ships, now I destroyed them.
Oh, you could have just gotten onto the ships and slaughtered them all.
Well, I don't know what mission does that.
Well, isn't there a new one that does it?
There is, but it takes like a good 35 minutes to even start that part of it.
So if you know you're going to have to fight Tholians, which you occasionally do, get to that part of the mission and just stop.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I do that with a lot. There's a couple of other ones. I think it's Stormbound.
It looks like I'm on a freaking Guyver unit at the moment, though.
I think it's Stormbound. Yeah. You have to go in and you do wind up on a ship. Besides, that's a fun episode.
I'm here, you're a... How dare you hit a woman?
Well, while you're there hitting women, which I presume is not what you're really doing.
Well, it's entirely what I'm doing. I'm just a bad person. Keep on trying to convince people that nobody takes me seriously.
Oh, I take you seriously.
Why would you take me seriously? Why do you think I'd hurt a woman?
I can take you seriously and not think you'd hurt a woman.
Oh, I'm confused.
Would you hurt a woman under the appropriate circumstances? Of course you would.
Absolutely. I most certainly would.
Yeah,
and have. But it was for a good reason. I mean, I thought it was a good reason at the time. And it turned out to be a good reason after.
Mm-hmm.
It's nothing against women, nothing against anybody else doing something, but if you expect to be treated, equally to everybody else, then you got to, pay the same consequences as everybody else.
Yep.
Plus, I was working with the MPs that day, and they were running, so they kind of deserved it. I don't like working with MPs; they suck.
I don't think I've ever worked with any that I know of.
Well, they don't have to go through the same training as a full-time MP. They just kind of it's like they're already soldiers, so for some reason they think that they can just kind of play soldier and stand at the gate until whatever.
Wow. Wow.
It's very strange.
It sounds strange.
I mean, I used to work with when my dad was in the National Guard. Everybody there had a normal day job, and the people that wanted at the gate were cops. But there was only 2 cops in the entire unit, so they were busy doing other things. And so here I am at Fort Drum, and my dad is in there teaching a class. I'm not even active duty at the time, and they had me standing at the gate because I was there with him.
Okay.
It's such a weird thing to do because they don't really pay attention if you're National Guard. I mean, anybody that's been in the National Guard is going to argue tooth and nail with me, but yeah, I wasn't even in the military and I was guarding the gate.
Wow.
So they just didn't care.
Yeah, clearly.
It was the kind of thing that weird thing to convince me to do. They eventually said they were going to pay me for it.
Did they?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't get a lot of money, but I was there.
That's interesting.
It's very bizarre. The military back in the late 80s were strange people. They didn't exactly follow the same rules as others. Anyway,
did you
I
have
am
to
done murderizing things.
Did you have to shoot your Tholians on New Tholia? Or was it just shoot Tholians?
I had to do both, actually.
Oh, okay.
And I did both at the same time.
Yes, you can. It's interesting. It's letting me occasionally set up scanners even though I'm done with this little mission here. Well, would you like to do a TFO? Would you like to do some patrols? Would you like to do an episode?
Whatever your heart desires.
Oh, I'm just happy to slowly get my butt back into the game and have some fun. Because it has been a while since I've had fun.
It's you and me both.
Mm-hmm.
I have to. I'm redoing my pitch deck, and that's. I mean, the content is all exactly the same.
Mm-hmm.
It's want the presentation to be different. They wouldn't tell me what different it's supposed to be. It's it's perfect. Now change it.
Yeah.
It's but criteria. Please, criteria.
No. You have to guess. You have to guess how we want you to change it.
So after some manipulation, I figured it out.
I've run into that on occasion. Oh, no, it's good, except then it's not good. I actually had an English instructor when I went back to college the 3rd time, whose first language was not English.
It's a strange language to learn.
Yes, exactly. And so she was trying to express a thought to me about what she wanted done with the paper I'd written. And she goes, I would love to see you do this with this. So I'm thinking, okay, well, in English that means that's what you'd like in a world of preferences, but it means nothing in terms of you want me to do something. And
Are you on the evil Klingon side, KDF?
No, I'm Federation. I'm Kethja.
Okay, well, I am on Ral on
Yeah, let me be me and clean up a little inventory because, new life, get to
you would
redo
never
this.
do that.
I know. Tell me about it. I was chatting with my boss about it. It's not the circumstance you want to have, but there is a measure of liberation in suddenly having nobody else in your life that you really have to worry about. And you don't have to watch everything you say and do to avoid hurting somebody else's feelings.
Well, there you go.
And it's very weird.
Silver lining and everything.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, not exactly what you want to have happen, but it's what happened. All right, I've got a little bit of room in my inventory now. Oh, I've got quite a bit of room in my inventory. Speaking of my inventory, I also have some Vzat disruptor beam arrays and some Viridian plasma beams. So I've got to build 2 builds around those.
Okay.
So I think that should be one evening. We can find a new ship and make a build. I don't think, now that I look at that though, let me make sure they're not bound to account, or bound to tune. Account bind on equip. Wow.
So you can give them to other people.
I could give them to other people.
Holding out on.
I didn't
Where are
even
you going?
realize it. I'm going right over here. Where are you?
I'm right behind you.
Oh, well,
I've been running you 3 times.
Well, why are you behind me? I was just seeing how much these are worth. Apparently they're not worth anything. Let's get the procs off there.
They're invisible.
They are. Depending on what's on them, between 1 and 3 million, or 1 and 5 million. And somebody's got them in here for 12 million. Somebody is delusional.
I'm delusional. I mean, I'm not delusional. How dare you?
And let's see, the Viridians are going for 1 million each. So, nah, not worth selling. Alrighty.
Boing.
I'd invite you to a team, but you're jumping everywhere.
Is that a reason? I mean,
Yes.
I guess it would make sense. I've got to do the alert mission thing, but other than that, I don't care what we do.
Well, that will be in 7 minutes if you want to stay here for 7 minutes.
I think I can be convinced.
Okay. Well, I went around and I picked up all the ground episodes here, so that when I do them, I can get 2 for the price of 1. Get extra stuff.
Twofold. It's a twofer.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're going to do it, do it. So I'm not quite sure why I was down in the Gorn Canyon, but I must have had Gorns at some point. And I woke up a tune when I got back on today. And it woke up in the middle of a canyon full of Gorn. And it was not how you want to wake up. And they were all oblivious. And I'm just thinking, if I move slowly, they won't notice me.
By the by, I
Yes.
discovered something very cool. I took advantage of it. The next time that we do something like at a con or whatever,
Yes.
we don't have to carry all the monitors and stuff with us.
Okay.
I now have a projector,
Oh, sweet.
4,500 lumen. Get a clear image in broad daylight. And I'm thinking that it can be up to 230-inch screen.
Whew.
So it definitely, the thing that I found most interesting about it is the price. It's so much cheaper than it was just like 2 to 3 years ago.
Yeah, it's something we had actually thought about at one point, but it was expensive. Crazy expensive.
Well, now you can get like little ones for like $140.
Wow.
But the one I got was not a little one.
Well, it's something to consider for the next time around. I'm not sure when the next time around will be. Kind of is up
If we
to...
can get this thing working, then it can be sooner than we think.
well, we have to find a convention to go to.
Well, there's lots of those.
No, okay. Then, yeah.
There
Yeah,
are so
yes.
many conventions. It's just
So by the thing working, are we talking about the thing that we are talking about on the side?
yes.
That thing? Okay, that's cool. Yes, that would be lovely.
I know what I'm trying to do, and I know what I need to do to make it happen.
Okay.
It's just I haven't done it, and I feel kind of dumb that I haven't.
Well,
I need someone to kick me in the ass, basically.
well, I've asked you to kick me in the butt about that certain thing that we've been discussing. Also, different thing. Yes.
Yes.
Don't you like the crypto speak here?
So it's mutual abuse.
Yeah. Yeah, I could not find the box of documents, so that's got to be on the truck.
I'm telling you, you don't need any of those.
I don't know when he served. I mean,
It doesn't matter. You need his name, his social security number. That's it.
I got that. That's easy.
Well, that should be all you need. I mean, that's
Well,
literally all you need.
Well, it asks for dates of when he was where and stuff like that. I don't know.
You don't have to know that. You
Okay.
have every reason to access that. You have every right to access that information.
Okay. Well, I've got the other stuff in front of me.
I mean, my wife was told that I was dead initially.
Mm-hmm.
My parents got hurt, and so she had all that information when they finally. This is in 2012 when I got hurt, and it took them 3 hours to clear up that confusion. But imagine if you were told that your significant other was dead for 3 hours, and then realized that it wasn't. I don't think you'd be very understanding either.
No. I get that.
But that's all she needed to get my information.
Okay.
And then she called my commanding officer, and then they told them everything was fine.
Wow.
So all sorts of fun things happening there. I was very happy not to be like in any way, shape, or form aware of that conversation because I'm sure it would have been loud.
Yes, I can imagine. So you said that was 2012. Were
Yes.
both of your daughters born then?
My first one was.
Okay.
My second one hadn't been born yet.
Okay.
My second one would be born like a few weeks later, actually.
Wow. Oh my God.
Why it was so different.
Yeah.
Boing.
When they told my husband that he had cancer was just a few weeks before my son was due to be born. And needless to say, that does stress you out just a little bit. And I had the world's best midwife who's like, well, we don't want to do this in the, very clinical setting. We want to have you in an LDRP, if at all possible. So she's like, well, you can't be in there till you're at least X number of weeks. So I'm just going to say that I miscalculated, and we'll fudge those numbers and get you someplace comfy as long as everything else looks good.
Well, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm. And it's been more than 7 years, so I'm like, I can't get her in trouble by saying that now.
Well, I mean, I don't think they would anyway.
Yeah.
For no reason whatsoever, I'm fixing things.
Okay. 2 minutes before this goes off again.
I don't want to give you Romulan things and stuff. Scan for radiation.
I like scanning for radiation. It's like scanning for life forms.
Little life forms, where are you?
Exactly. Speaking of, where are you? You're all the way over there. Okay.
I was looking for life forms.
Aha! So apparently I started a little early because I'm watching my timer go off at just past the 1 hour mark. I try to start on time, but I clearly don't. So
Time is for punctual people.
Yeah. Well, I do tend to live a little too much by the clock. Again, trying to be bold and creative and just live an outside life. Uh-oh. Lexers can see me. Can I see Lexers?
I can't see anybody. I gotta reload. Yeah, I haven't seen any of this. Okay, I did the thing. And the other thing.
Okay. Hey, we could play tag. That'd be fun. Hide and go seek in space.
I win.
Okay, so we've got our alert going on. And it is the Hwal ruins. Come on. Let's go. Yes.
Ruins.
Yes, can you get over there?
I think so.
Well, come on up here and just use the transporter.
I'm working on it. Owl.
Wow.
Yes,
Wow.
on my way there.
The Wow runes. Oh, yeah, no, it's going to be a good day when you transport up and you hear phasers going off.
I don't see anyone.
Just start running. They're there.
There's everybody and their brother over here, so maybe not.
Yeah, well, as long as you shoot something, then you get credit for it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is there's so many people here.
If you go up to the underground ruins, there's a whole bunch sitting up there too. Oh, one just popped up right over there.
There, I destroyed a stasis drone. So I win. Ah, run! The Pokeball. I broke them. I need 55% more. Or wait, that's it, everybody.
It's everybody. We all need 55% more. Ones that usually hide here aren't here. Oh, there's one. Where's the other one? Other one, where are you? Oh, somebody's been there. How dare they? How dare they? How dare they?
Hi, friends! Come here! I just want to say hi in the most abusive way possible.
Meet my little phaser friend? Or in my case, my little Polaron friend? I like this. You are under attack. No, I don't think so.
There are many holes in their faces. Ah, it's a rock!
All gone.
Oh no, that was so difficult. I don't know how I survived.
Well, when everybody shows up, it's great. When it's just you by yourself trying to do the half-hour missions, it doesn't work so well.
I got 100,000 energy credits.
Oh, did you? I didn't even look to see what I got. Oh, that's because I put it in the bank already. Duh. Yep. Well, would you like to do something?
Sure. I can do something.
Do you have a taste for anything?
Just this once. Whatever you want to do. I'm pretty open. I mean, I got a thing where I gotta like do 6 harvest materials, but that's incredibly
no.
complicated.
Yeah. Space or ground?
Space.
Good. Why don't we go do the Japori run? We haven't done that in a while.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, well, beam up from New Romulus. There's a whole bunch of patrols. This is before patrols became a thing, the Japori run. And...
Oh, Japori! Okay.
Japori, yeah.
Yes, I get it now.
Okay. Because there's 2 to 3 space materials at each one.
My thingy is making noise.
That happens. Hang on, I have to go look something up here.
Jeopardy. It's
Give me
Jeopardy.
a second.
It's Jeopardy system.
Do 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 do.
Or J.O. Party.
Okay. Do you know what the trait is for the Hydra?
Yes.
What's the name of it?
Hold on a minute.
Actually, under Starship, the Starship Mastery, level 5.
Well, I've got both, but the harmonic yield distribution via radial aperture is the actual name of the console.
Right. But on Starship Mastery, you've got the 5 levels, right?
Yes.
You've got precise weapon systems.
You said console first, so that's
I did,
what I was
yes.
looking to. And where is it? I have it on this character. I know I do. And I don't see it anymore. Because that's not the way this character is built. Yeah, here it's Strike Group Command
Authority.
Strike Group Command Authority. That's
Dante has decided it's named after us.
it's a Strike Group Command Authority.
Yes, but he's decided because it's Strike Group, it's named for us.
Yes, I can't see what he's saying. Maybe I'm broken. Is he in the chat talking?
He is in my personal chat, chatting with me personally.
Okay, so you're not just a crazy person talking to themselves.
No, no.
Okay, I'm in the Joppery system.
Oh, okay. Hang on.
Well, at the Joppery system.
Let me get over there. Where are you? There we go.
In the Joppery system.
I'm on my way. Gosh darn it! I was busy looking up the Hydra.
The Joppery.
Joppery. Isn't that?
The potpourri system. It smells nice.
I thought it was kind of pants or something from India.
I have no idea. I'm not Indian. My people wore kilts, so I don't know these things.
All right, I am coming up to the Jodford system.
The Jodford?
Yes, Jodford. Are we ready?
I'm entering now.
Entering now.
I am here. You should be very afraid.
And you can go harvest all the mats that you want. There's 3 mats here. That'll get you halfway done.
4. Thank you very much. Oh.
That's interesting. Don't know what that was.
That was your liver.
That was my liver. Okay.
Yes, it was your liver.
I'm curious what I've got.
Do. I'm almost certain there are 4 of them.
No, there's 3. There should be 3. I can see 1. There was 1, and now that's gone. Another one over there, and there should be 1 over here. There's either 2 or 3 in each of these systems.
I mean, like I said, I've already found 2. I think there's 1 more after the burner particle. I don't remember. It's been a while.
Well, you can, once we kill all these things, just hit V and it'll scan for them.
V.
V for scan for things.
There's 0 anomalies.
Really? Did you get all 3 then?
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's why.
Anomalies.
Anomalies?
Yes, they are.
Sounds like one of the Friends of the Mummy.
Oh my goodness, I'm having a weird conversation, Sylvie. I'm having choice conversations with some very vocal people about things they don't know anything about. Namely, ancient Egypt and the formation of language.
In the formation of?
Language.
Okay.
So, basically, it's there are exceptionally old narratives that are not commonly understood by many people.
Okay.
And one of the major ones is about a people called the Hyksos.
Name sounds very familiar, but I wouldn't say I know exactly what we're talking about.
The Hyksos literally means wandering sunlight.
Okay.
And it's believed to be the very first reference towards a traveling group of people originally from the land of Canaan. This was about 1800 years before Common Era.
Okay.
So we're not talking about in the near past. This is quite ancient, but the circumstances of it are fascinating. Because even though it's one of the very first records that we have that comes from antiquity, what it talks about is fascinating. And you've got 6 people in here, so I'm not going to spoil it, but it's very interesting. Let's just leave it at that.
How do you spell Hyksos?
Hypokes, I think. I don't remember exactly.
Nope, but if you figure it out, let me know, because I'd love to read up on it. Because, I like to read things.
It's Hypkos.
HYPKOS, okay.
Wait, I was wrong. May have it spelled wrong. I might.
Vivi, don't go out the window, dear.
Do. Yeah, Hyksos, sorry.
Hyksos.
Hyksos.
Okay, that I have heard of for sure.
It was talked about by a guy named Manatheos, which is a crazy person, but it was reinforced by several other notable historians of the day, so we have a fairly good idea that they lived.
Mm-hmm.
But the interesting part about it is what Josephus talks about, what Manatheos talks about, and again, I'm not going to ruin it for anybody. But.
Josephus as in the scribe, the historian? Yeah, but that would be, what, 1700 years later, though, right?
Yes, but Manatheos wrote it in 300 BC.
Okay. So only 1,300 years after.
Yeah, so this is definitely an old story.
Mm-hmm.
Did not survive to the modern day outside of these narratives.
Let's see.
But since these guys were independent of one another, we can consider it at least somewhat valid.
Okay. Where are you heading?
I was gonna go somewhere else to hunt for stuff.
Well, let me tell you which ones you can hit then, because you're going in the wrong direction.
I wouldn't be the first time.
If you come on down here to the south, just south of the Azure Nebula is the Beta Thorador system.
The Beta Thorador.
Mm-hmm. It is southeast of Azure Nebula.
That's very funny that you think I'd know where the Azure Nebula is.
Well, if you click on M,
I know.
it's the big blue globby thing right there.
Blue globby thing.
Blue globby thing.
I'm going to the blue globby thing. The blue globby thing is here. I found the blue globby thing.
Right.
Beta Thorador system.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if that's anything like eating carrots.
That's the Beta Carotene Thorador system.
Oh.
I always think of it as being the Lobster Thermidor system.
I don't like lobster. I'm a bad person.
I actually don't like lobster either. It's too sweet.
My wife likes crab, and I just can't stand it. It's just I like seafood in almost every way other than crab.
Entering.
I don't know why.
I have entered the Beta Thermidor system. Crab I will take over lobster any day. But again, it's got to be decently prepared. What you tend to get at most places is overcooked, so it gets all kind of blech.
Well, I go to high-end sushi places. You can get fairly good stuff there, but it's just weird. Yeah, the Hyksos.
Hyksos, yes, I've definitely heard of the Hyksos.
And the most notable part of the Hyksos are the first and second king
Mm-hmm.
of the Hyksos. But again, if anybody is a Christian here, I don't want to ruin that for them. But it definitely puts a whole new perspective on what people believe and why they believe it.
Okay, I see one. There are two here.
I'm visualizing.
There are two of them here, so we'll have to go visit another one when we're done here.
I'm visualizing. I got the Hydrazine. Hydrazine? Why do I know that name?
Hydrazine, it's the stuff you put in your eyes.
No, that's a brain. What's it?
Ooh, I got a congratulations for doing something. I don't know what I did, but I did something. Yay, me.
Yay, you're not a waste of space. Yeah, you go, person with toxic relations as your ship name.
Toxic relations ship.
I'm breaking the ships en masse.
Making things go splody.
I'm breaking their toys.
Well, once we get all your ground stuff, maybe a couple of randos tonight?
Sure. Nobody. Riley
Hey!
to Joe Fighters.
Apulufelga,
Yes.
how are you?
It's a Pulu.
It is indeed.
I don't know what that word is, but it's a Pulu. You're saved.
How are you doing tonight? I hope you are having a great night. Ooh, apparently I've done 100 Klingon rebel ships. Wow.
That's insane.
It's insane in this idea of I've had this tune since Gamma Quadrant came out.
That's
Pathetic.
Long time.
It is pathetic, yes. How am I? Okay. I'll be better after the furniture gets here and gets moved out of the storage container and hauled up the stairs to my apartment. But I don't know when that's going to be. If I knew it was going to be Saturday morning, I'd bribe my coworkers to come help me. But I don't know that that's what's going to happen. It took me 3 days to load that stupid container. It's going to take me all 5 days I've got to get it unloaded. Okay, we need one more, right?
One more.
I think
One
the
more.
Ericsson system, which is due southwest.
Do not put tribbles in the fleet banks.
Yes, do not put tribbles in the fleet bank. You upset Sav.
Well, we can't do that. That'd be
No,
terrible.
we do
Where
not
are
want
we
to. Ericsson system at southwest of where you are. I will scan it real quick and make sure we've got stuff in here. Providing it ever loads.
Mm. Do 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 do.
So are you going to create a new temporal tune?
Maybe.
I don't know if I'm going to or not. I've got so many tunes I've never played all the way through. Because, you know,
Probably not.
it's been a crazy year. 2 years. 3 years, actually. It's been a crazy 3 years. Hey, speaking of crazy 3 years.
What?
This is Klingons here. Hang on a second. There are 2 thingies here for you. So,
And I am right there with you.
okay. I was thinking about, since there isn't an official convention this year, that we should do another Star Trek Online convention.
There's lots of conventions.
Okay, no official conventions. Ooh, I haven't done this one in a long time.
The MegaCon is a pretty big time official convention.
It's not a Paramount sanctioned one.
Well, they're not just Star Trek. It's
Right.
all sorts of stuff.
I mean, and I'm fine with that, but it comes to a financing and timing thing.
And that you don't want to actually come and see me. That's the real
Actually,
reason.
I'd love to come and see you.
Like right down the road from it.
Well, get us some info.
Well, it happens in May, and I don't remember exactly when. Other than that.
Well, so it's 11 months from now, so we probably have time to plan for this one.
Yeah.
By then I'll have won the lottery and we can afford it.
Okay. By then you will have won the lottery. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's absolutely impossible for it not to happen.
Exactly. It's on the schedule.
Anomalous energy reading.
So it's... Oh, I can see a... I think... Is that anomalous energy down there, or is that Matt's?
It says anomalous energy reading.
Try it. Just out of fun, because sometimes it'll read just the game as being Matt's without there being any materials involved. It's looking for the game.
It gave it to me. It gave it
Yeah,
to me.
it's looking for the game,
it.
not for the materials.
It did the thing. And the other thing.
Yay! Okay, well that's 2 of these. Okay. There's another anomalous physical reading up there.
But I don't need anymore.
Well, then I'll go get it.
Well, fine. You do that thing.
Because it's not
You go with your
triggering the next level.
Oh, crap.
It was stuff. Okay, Klingons. I'm not seeing any Klingons.
I'm sorry. It's February 1st to the 4th.
Okay, well, that's all the better, because have you ever been in Indianapolis in February?
No.
It's a fine excuse to go to Orlando.
Oh, well.
Here they are. They're over
There you
here.
go. Where?
Well, where I am.
Well, I'm not over there.
Yeah, but you could just look on the map.
My goodness.
I know, I'm just being difficult.
That's what I'm saying.
Also, it depends on the price.
I should probably look into that.
That would be helpful, yes.
And there's another one saying, oh, this year's was March 33, April 2nd.
It's still better than Indianapolis.
Exhibitors industry depart. It's a crazy thing. There's gonna be Hayden Christensen, Rosario Dawson, James McAvoy, Charlie Hunnam.
Charlie Hunnam? Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, we have to go.
Gwendolyn Christie and Sam Raimi.
Could be good. I love Charlie Hunnam.
Shamik Moore, Zach Aguilar, Alex Lee. Lots of people that I don't know. And other stuff. And it's got the sponsorship from the Army and the Navy. And those are the only non-gamer affiliated sponsors out there. Exhibitors industry. Nathan Fillion was there this year.
Cool.
Ooh, Matthew Lillard is going to be there.
I don't know who that is.
Carlo Apposito. Matthew Lillard, the guy that played Shaggy?
No.
You know who Matthew Lillard is? He sounds just like Shaggy.
Yeah, fine. I'll go look him up.
He was in Hackers. Have you seen Hackers?
Yeah, I have.
He's
okay. Yeah, I just had to look at him.
Carl Weathers is going to be there. Giancarlo Esposito. Ralph Macchio, which I'm not interested in at all.
Hey, he was born in Lansing, Michigan. Definitely have to go see him.
Ethan Peck is going to be there. Anson Mount.
Oh, that's cool.
Mark Paul Gosler. I don't know how to say this. Anthony Michael Hall. Gates McFadden.
Very cool.
And for the applications.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know if it's. Are we craftspeople? Is that what this is?
We are not. Well, yeah. We're not, no.
Because it doesn't really look like it's either a retailer or a craft person.
Put us down as a craft person if you're looking at pricing. That would be as close as we are. I usually have to call and explain, no, we're not selling anything. Blink, blink, blink. But we're not going to give you the space for free. Yes, we're aware of that. Thank you. But,
okay.
No,
So,
we're good with this. We get it.
These are the prices.
Yes.
For one 6 foot by 5 foot space, they have 6 inch by 5 foot space. I don't think it's 6.
Do they really have a 6-inch by 5
That's what it says. And then they fix it later on as a 6 foot, but it starts off 6 inches.
Okay.
Including one 6 foot skirted table, 2 chairs, 2 exhibitor passes for $455.
That's actually not bad. It's a lot more than Gaze in Space, but
It's $1,055. For feature, it's $1,400.
I don't know what those mean, but okay. Probably locations.
It's sizes.
Sizes.
Premium is 5 foot by 12 foot, so it's a gel cell.
That's tiny.
2 tables. So you can do 2 standard booths, one right, and save over a premium booth.
Yes, absolutely.
Get more for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it. It's $455 for it.
We can discuss that. That's doable. Gaze in Space runs about $300 per table, so definitely if they go again for Philadelphia, I would love to go back and I would love to go and do it. I would love to had done it this year, but that's the way it bounces every now and then.
Bounce, bounce, bounce.
Yes. And then into the hole of despair.
Just bounce, bounce, bounce. So did you want to do a thing?
Yeah, I was thinking of doing a thing. You up for a thing?
I was gonna switch over to.
Oh, go ahead and switch.
My shooter character.
Okay.
For Shia.
Still fed or KDF?
Yes, still fed.
Well, hang on a second. Let's see how we're doing with this one.
Or I can go to fed. It doesn't make a difference. Why is I have a check mark next to my name?
I have no idea. I can do whatever you want.
Can you turn yourself into a swan?
Yes, I can. But not if you're looking.
Oh.
Have you ever seen the movie Mystery Men?
Yes.
Okay. The character...
Nobody's looking at me.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That is one of my most enjoyable movies to go watch. But then again, I also like Janine Garofalo as an actress. I think she's got an interesting touch.
She's got an interesting sense of humor.
Yeah.
I don't really like her acting, but I do like her humor a little bit better than others.
Okay.
Which is saying a lot for a lot of those types of actresses. There's nothing wrong with female comedians. I think that quite a few of them are very talented.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the people that they tend to like poster board just are not funny at all. Like Kathy Griffin, she makes me ill.
Yes.
And what's her name? Freaking somebody Louis Dreyfus.
Julia Louis-Dreyfus? Yeah.
Yeah, she's just annoying.
Weeble?
Tina Fey is kind of funny, yeah. I can't remember the other person's name, but like, there's so many people out there that they insist are funny. They're like Patton Oswalt. I think Patton Oswalt is a moron and shouldn't be given any attention whatsoever. But I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I prefer comedy from people that are, funny.
Yeah. Well, we all have our own sense of what is funny and what isn't, but I don't like it when people say, "Oh, this person's funny, therefore you must like her."
I'm all about people deciding what they want for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I don't find it very interesting.
Let's see what we got.
The thing and the stuff.
Oh!
There, I figured it out.
There we go.
Klingons have made a
How did you load up before I did?
We intend to capitalize on it.
What do you mean how to get it before you did?
No, you got into the
Oh,
map
just...
hasn't loaded for me yet.
Not significantly.
There we go.
Oh. It showed you were here, that's why.
Whoa. 28 seconds. Do 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 do.
Question is, do we do a show tomorrow?
I don't know.
Is there a 10 forward tomorrow would be the question.
Don't have much time. Drop the facility.
Anybody know if there's a 10 forward tomorrow? I know he's only doing it every other week, but past few weeks I've barely been in the game, so I don't know what the schedule is currently.
Shield is down on Zenith 1. Prepare for boarding action.
Zenith 1 is all sorts of problems.
First away team is successfully transported to Zenith
I
1
broke their
station.
little toys.
Another away team is securing Zenith 1 station. Another away team is securing Zenith 1
Can't
station.
escape me.
We have successfully captured Zenith 1 station.
The dog is licking me furiously. I have no idea what is up with the dog.
Maybe you taste good.
I guess so, but there was not one last week, so should be this week. Thank you so much. It was Ice Knight. Ice Knight. Thank you for letting me know. Let's see. Last week on Tuesday, was I in panic? Yeah, last week on Tuesday was the last. It's Monday though, so it'll be Tuesday. Yeah, was the last day I had for loading up the truck or the pod, getting everything in there, having panic attacks, getting the dogs in the car, driving home for what would be their last trip from to Indiana.
Another away team reports successful transport to Zenith 2 station.
So a very busy day, and listening to the show would have probably been a great idea if it had been on, but no, I was busy.
And it's just to spite you.
Yes.
And breaking many ships.
I'm just beating up on the satellites. And how are you tonight, Ice Knight? And then a week ago Wednesday we went to see Shin Kamen Rider. Which was a movie.
A movie. Oh, I saw the newest Spider-Man, Into the Spider-Verse.
How was that?
First away team is becoming
I don't really like Spider-Man movies very much. I find them very formulaic and boring.
another away team.
This one I was not disappointed with at all.
Oh,
so
amazing.
I'm very happy about that.
Another
And
away
the best
team
thing
reports
is
successful
that
transport to Zenith 3 station.
it's such a good story that they couldn't tell it into 3 acts.
Another away team reports successful
Really?
transport.
So there's going to be a sequel.
Aha.
Or maybe not a sequel, but like a part 2, I guess. But I was very happy with it. I liked it quite a bit.
Engage cloak.
I know you said that you
Glad you
didn't.
found something you like, buddy.
Yep, I found something that I like.
I know you said you didn't care for Fast 10, but I heard that Jason
Oh my
Momoa's
God.
costumes were amazing.
Costumes might have been the best part of the movie. But holy... No, my gosh. Fast 9 was bad, but 10
All
was...
ships be advised.
In Fast 9, they went to space. Fast 10 was somehow they made it worse.
And then warp out of the combat zone.
I just...
Oh, like they switched to actively trying to do something instead of passively messing it up. I gotcha.
Yeah. Now they purposely... Like, they introduce three new characters. Just 3 new characters in the movie. And one of them ends up dying. With, like, no preamble whatsoever. You meet him, he seems like an important character, he's dead, like, 10 minutes later.
Oh,
Hold
so
on.
he's like the ripcord from
Alpha 1.
whatever it is, Suicide Squad.
It's just...
Are you talking
why
about-
did you introduce him if he died so quick? Why did you give him dialogue?
You're talking about John Cena?
No, John Cena doesn't die.
Oh, who dies? I thought John Cena died.
I can't tell you that if you're going to watch it.
Oh no, yeah, I forgot. Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
Come on, guys. The spoiler is
Okay,
going to
so-
see it.
Oh,
Okay, so
yeah, that's a good point.
It's a character that wasn't in the last one, so it's not John Cena's character. He wasn't in any of the other movies. He's a brand new character. Well, I think he's a brand new character. Maybe it was in one of the older ones, but it doesn't explain why in the hell he's really there to begin with. It's just something's there, and then magically the characters know each other, and they're intimately connected. It's like, what the hell? It's like, pick a plot line and stick to it just once.
Yeah, I did hear it was not good.
I don't. I mean, I'm. It's fine if people want to like just go there for a stupid action movie or whatever, but I mean, don't go there with any huge expectations that it's going to somehow make sense. Especially if you know anything about physics or whatever, don't watch the movie.
Oh, come on. Physics?
It's painful. It's ridiculously painful. I mean, there's this little thing called inertia that you have to completely ignore if you watch this movie. Like, completely. But not
Yeah, if I had a nickel for every time inertia got me, I'd be...
Oh my gosh.
Specifically, moment of inertia. You know, you're like a larger person, like your moment of inertia is really what you should be concerned with pretty severely.
Well, John Cena is not a small character, and he's the one involved in it. He doesn't just...
Are you talking about the little kid scene?
Well, there's a kid in a car, but...
Yeah, who gets centrifugally thrown from one car to another?
No, that's not the part I was
Oh,
talking
okay.
about, but that's pretty absurd. It's actually around that time, so it's not...
It's not that I've seen it, but I was listening to a review as I was driving home. And
Yeah, that's the... I mean, just... He's got to have some kind of weird pact with God to, like, have made that happen, because no. No, that doesn't happen otherwise.
no.
I mean, the kid flies through the air with no preamble whatsoever as to even why he's in the air. But then he just
You're supposed to see this moment of connection between Vin Diesel and whoever the driver of the car was.
And the hopelessness that you're going to experience by something happening to you that you couldn't possibly prevent. It's totally out of your control. And then look, here, this is what makes the hero. They can take that out of control from you and give you back your control. That's the hero, right?
Well, okay, so the one thing I have to say is like all the characters from all the movies are somehow involved in this, including Paul Walker, has been dead for like a decade.
Yeah, I want to be clear. I'm not mentally stable. I'm just doing this as for funsies.
It's just why are you including this? And I mean, he's got new lines that were not in the previous movies.
Wow.
It's like, what the hell? And like, bad guys are now good guys, and good guys are now bad guys, and just, what the hell? Like, choose something.
Well, I'm going to be honest. I mean, you know, for the people who are hardcore fans, I mean, that's what they're going after. It's the confusement of, right? I mean, they're going after a demographic there, right? Like,
I mean,
Well, the people who are going to love it are going to go watch it.
yeah,
it's a dumbass action movie, but it's an entertaining dumbass action movie. But even like the really, really dumb space movies of like the 80s and 90s, they didn't even push the envelope this hard. It's just...
yeah. Well, if you think about it, the longer cinema and media goes on, the harder and harder it's going to become, too.
Oh, yeah.
You know, to have something truly special, to be honest, you know.
So it's like...
And like everybody's remaking stuff from like my childhood, like Transformers and everything. It's like all the stuff they made money off of, like my generation growing up. Well, now they're making like adult versions of it, and I don't need that. I need like my kid to have stuff. Like I have kids now. I'm not looking for you to like whatever for me, but it worked, right? Like a lot of people are like that. And like I remember this from my childhood. Let me dump money into it, right?
Well, and then we look at our remakes of Scooby-Doo's. It wasn't Netflix or Hulu, whichever that remake was. Oh, that was bad.
But Matthew Lillard is an amazing actor, and he's an awesome person too. There's videos of him doing all sorts of stuff with like little kids that have developmental issues. So he'll go there as Shaggy, and he'll do all sorts of cool stuff with them. So that's really pretty.
I'm talking about the cartoon one. I'm not talking about the movie.
Live action one on Netflix.
No, there was a cartoon.
Okay.
Oh, it was just awful.
Well, I mean, it's not Casey Kasem. Of course, it's awful.
Oh, wait a minute. Is the horror version of Scooby-Doo or whatever? Is that the one?
It was. Oh,
I saw that on YouTube. I might be wrong.
there was one where Velma was the main character.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, that was bad.
Oh yeah, it's some kind of new series that I never.
Yeah,
liked.
no, it's already been canceled. It's just.
Oh, I
awful.
know. I know it's been canceled, but I
It's
heard
it's
it was.
awfulness. It's awful
It was-
incarnate.
It was a train wreck, like a weird anatomy of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so off the deep end. Yeah, nobody can keep up.
Yeah.
But I mean, that is Hanna-Barbera for you. So, like Foghorn Leghorn wasn't exactly a cleverly written character either.
Tractor it back to our starting area. The Klingon transport.
Hi, evil
Hey.
doggies.
I come from the deep south, saying Foghorn Leghorn man. All right.
Well, I mean, it's not like he really represents your people or anything. He's just he's an idiot that is luckier than that.
Frost.
Yeah.
My entire culture and everything behind it is saying that Foghorn Leghorn is cool, regardless of your logic. And
We're not going to let logic get in the way of a good cartoon.
I apologize. Foghorn Leghorn is the epitome of cool.
I'm just saying, I mean, that's kind of a metaphor for everything these days, right? Like, we're not going to let logic interrupt our culture.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it. If you want it to make sense, you're in the wrong place.
Sorry. I'll go back to being quiet. I've been drinking.
No, I actually grew up with Thundercats and Steelhawks, or I think is what it was, Steelhawks.
Oh, Silverhawks.
Silverhawks, that's what it was. And I mean that was kind of my Hanna-Barbera because my parents were not exactly open-minded, so I got in trouble for watching cartoons.
I'm just saying, I fell in love with the female sibling from Silverhawks. I forgot her name. Like, you know, she had that big muscle-bound brother, but she also was super strong or whatever. But feminine, like, you know, a lady instead of, like, big old bird. Anyway, for some reason, it had to be at least 4th grade to 6th. I had the crush on that
I
lady.
had with the Chitara, but I think everybody did.
Oh, yeah. If you didn't, I mean, something's wrong with you.
I mean, I know my sister had a thing for Chitara, but this was like the mid '80s, so it was weird to be, you know, somewhat open.
Go on.
Friendly with your own perceptions of the way the world should be.
Klingon transport disabled. Tractor it back to our starting area.
Hey, we had nothing interesting, but we had Johnny Quest.
I remember Johnny Quest. They did a thing with him.
The Klingon transport.
They kidnapped one of the characters from Johnny Quest and put it in the thing you did a parody of.
Venture Brothers?
Yeah.
Venture Brothers.
I
Yeah.
love Venture Brothers.
But like Podgy or whatever.
Yeah.
They stole it directly from Johnny Quest.
Oh, yeah, no. Unabashedly stole it.
The Klingon transport has been secured.
I mean, it's straight up racist thing to do, but I mean, who was going to say something at the time?
This is great. I'm glad I logged on.
Well, I mean, we're happy to entertain you.
That is the name of the game around here. Oops. Was that the end of it?
I mean, I don't mean to go all Foghorn Leghorn on somebody who's not appreciative of the culture, but I swear.
I'm Scottish. I don't understand anything about Americans.
Ice Knight, exactly. Go Team Venture.
All vessels, disable that dreadnought. We need to take our captain alive.
Disable the dreadnought. No, we're going to leave it here so we can, just get high with it or something.
The answer normally is run. Like when you hear that word, but these, I should never be in Star Trek. I know that if I get my dreaming within Star Trek, do not automatically attack. It cannot go as easy as it does in this game.
Yeah.
If I Kobayashi Maru it, I am not Kirk. I am going to screw this up.
You're the other guy, right?
Yeah, see, Mom gets it.
Yeah.
It's like, this is the version of Picard that you leave as lieutenant in that one episode.
Yeah, you're Lieutenant Junior grade, but you never did anything crazy.
Well, I'm going to say we all do the crazy stuff here.
Never. You've never done anything crazy ever.
How
Neither have I.
pitiful. Hey, Ice Knight, Ed and I created our own team venture tune, so I have Brock Sampson and Rusty, and he's got the Monarch and Mrs. Doctor the Monarch. What's the name? Dr. Girlfriend. Dr. Girlfriend, yes.
There you go.
And who else did he have? Baron von Unterbeit? And the Phantom Limb?
Baron von Overbite. Underbite.
Yes, Underbite, yes. I can't remember who else. He had the Phantom Limb. Oh, and he had Triana and Evil Mirror Triana.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I can't remember a lot of Venture Brothers villains because, like, I don't know. I was, like, in the middle of doing a lot of bad stuff when, like, Space Ghost Coast to Coast was on. It's like, I remember a lot of that, and for some reason, that poisons my memory of Venture Brother villains.
Oh, no, the villains were so good. And I think the best bit of casting was making Dr. Girlfriend voiced by, what was it, Doc Hunter?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just having her...
I grew up in a very sheltered childhood, so I don't know most of these things.
Well, Venture Brothers wasn't my childhood. Venture Brothers was, like, what, 10 years ago?
First time I saw Bugs Bunny, I was like 11 years old.
No.
And just it was not a good situation for me at the time.
So, what you're telling me is that later on you can tell me what it was like to live as a Jehovah's Witness, or what?
No, actually, they were fundamentalist Mormons, so it was a
same thing. All right, good deal.
No, it's worse. It's so much worse. Jehovah's Witnesses are crazy, but I mean, fundamentalist Mormons are evil and crazy. So that's the way.
As soon as you said fundamental, like I was kind of like, that sounds bad.
Yeah, absolutely.
My parents are still in it too. That's the worst part about it. Like I tried to rescue some people in my family, but they were so like attached to it, and it's like, yeah.
Well, there's a line from Monty Python that fits in a situation like that. Get an idea in your head, and there's no shaking it.
Right.
Ooh.
I mean, it's the whole. You do not remember August 7th, 2004? I'm under the strong impression that those kinds of dates didn't actually exist. They're all in our cooperative memory, and we imagine them together.
It is the Febreze of dates. Is that what you're telling us?
I don't remember much.
Am I the only one who gets that reference?
No, I'm.
It took me like a good solid 5 seconds.
Is that a Gorn with hair?
Where?
I swear to God, I passed one.
Hair today, Gorn tomorrow?
Exactly. It's very funny.
Thank you.
I just got a Gorn cat, and I was going to go get a Gorn ship for, but I Gorn done discovered I didn't have enough money.
Oh no!
Here's a question that is Star Trek-ish.
Okay.
So, the hardcover book that I sent you, Mom.
Yes, which is right over there. It's on my bookshelf.
I have started working on non-Star Trekking it.
Oh, really? So it's all original universe?
Yes.
Cool.
And I've done it on the sequel to it, but I haven't done it on the original yet, which is... and the sequel is going to end up being almost twice as long as the original.
Yep, and that's how it goes.
Because there's so much more that I want to explain, but...
Yeah, but that's a great size for a book in terms of content. It's a good read. It's an easy read.
Yeah, 270 pages I think is a good size for a book. And then the sequel is going to be closer to 600 as it's going right now. I want to cut it down because, I mean, there's things that I want to do later, but at the same time...
Well, you might write the whole thing and then divide it up if you've got a halfway point. Make it into 2 novels.
But, I mean, I feel that the MacGuffin character in the book that you have is not really very well explained.
Yeah.
And that is the whole reason why I wanted to write the character to begin with.
Okay.
And so that's what the whole second book is about. It's a prequel, but it details the universe, where the first one details the characters.
Yeah, it is essential if you're writing a one-off book that you get it all in one. But if you're going to spill it out, I mean, I've decided to try and publish a original novel, a story that I created with my own universe and my own characters. Yay!
Mm-hmm.
And I went back and looked at it and realized it's got so much of a Star Trek flavor to it that I have to go back and recraft it. And then I realized I'm using a universe that still is recognizable, and it shouldn't be recognizable. I mean, so you go back and you rethink the philosophy of how people think as humans, and then you take a baby human and you put them in this alien milieu. And would they respond? I mean, how much of this is innate and how much of this is learned?
That's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, almost all of it is learned. I mean,
you assume so.
My understanding of biology is that humans can do almost anything based on the things that we put them through.
Well,
I mean, there are people that were born in caves that end up having a tremendous allergy to things like light and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But we're advanced now, and I gotta say that it's. I want to say, just listening to this, it's beneficial to me to hear y'all talk, because I am not a very artistic person, or I am on the inside, but I never know how to express it responsibly. Mm-hmm. Right? So, Mom, hearing you talk about what you just said, right? Like, you realize, like, these different things, right? I think that's being responsible, because we all build our creativity based on our previous knowledge and experiences and things we were interested in, right?
Absolutely.
So I think it's acknowledging that, like, inspiration. Right, I think so many artists, because as an artist or somebody who's writing, where are those taboos that you could breach, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, even in one of my fanfics, I was experimenting with the concept of the Breen, who didn't have an issue with vivisecting other species because, you know, they're not Breen. It's not that they're cruel or evil, it's just that they have no comprehension of this being evil or cruel, or it just being so necessary for their reasons that they went ahead and did it anyway, without throwing in a negative moral thing. And then, of course, they encounter humans who are going, well, it's evil and it's cruel and it's all that. And he's like, no, we don't get that. I mean, we know what evil and cruel is, but it's none of this stuff. You guys have evil and cruel.
Well, see, that's the thing, though, is like, I think that you bring up an interesting point. In China during World War II, when the Japanese were doing not so nice things to the Chinese before, you know, the Americans got into the war, they encouraged the children to do horrific, like, things that we would consider today to be war crimes. Mm-hmm. And people based off of very minor differences. Same thing in Germany, same thing in the Deep South after the war and things like that.
Yeah, like my grandfather came back, like when I was a boy, he had stories that I could kind of confirm what you're saying there, is that, you know, he gave me war stories about that shocked him more than anything.
That children would do things that adults just could never really consider because they don't know the consequences of their actions. And I think that really answers to your previous point, is that when it comes to you know, nature versus nurture can override nature in so many different areas. Not because they're intentionally bad people or cruel or what have you. It's just the concept of follow through, the concept of consequence, is what gives us the impression of whether something is right and wrong. And if you're not punished for doing something horrible, you're not going to think it's bad. And I think that's really the thing that most of us have to understand about war and the American ideal and colonialism and all those different things. Because if you think of it if you transpose our impressions right now to, like, ancient Rome, it would be an absolute, like, abysmal place to be. But if you go back to the dawning of the country, so the 1770s, we would think of it as just everybody was equally as horrible by 2023 standards. You can't look at the way something is done from a lens of ignorance and presume you understand it. And I think that's
Challenge accepted.
okay. Well, you could.
Nah, yeah, you got.
You're awesome. I mean, I have to.
Yeah, that's my ego fucking crossing a defensive blanket in front of everything.
But yeah, I spend a lot of time with Chaos when I'm not actually Chaos Cushland, when I'm not in here and doing stuff, because I mean he has a lot of things going on in his life, and I'm kind of that sounding board for him. But he says some very strange things that I just can't let stand, and so I use my experience. Well, I could, but I don't. And so I talk about the things that really historically gave us that concept of what we think of as right and wrong today, and how none of it's based on the action; it's based on the consequence. And that's a interesting thing to consider when everything else just falls apart.
It is.
It's the Romulan ambassador. It's a Romulan. You drank a little bit?
Hey, no worries. No
You are more
worries
than welcome to
at
do
all.
that. You're
Yeah.
not driving, so I mean...
Yeah.
You're not driving, so it's fine.
No. Hey,
You know that's me, right? Like, have you picked up on that yet?
yes.
Yeah, we figured
Okay,
it out.
thank God. You seem smart. Most people, yeah.
We seem smart. I appreciate that. But
We're not
reality...
really smart. It's all a game. We're going to figure it out eventually. But yeah,
I can't manage like my ancient name versus my new modern name versus all the stuff for all these games, and I hate
got
it.
multiple names.
I used to have a singular identity on the internet, but now it just behooves everybody to be different people in some cases. So here I am.
I had one when I was in like high school that I've still used to this day, but like nobody knows me as that persona. It's a completely different one that I created for
That's
almost
my
comical
problem.
reasons.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
The
I
hardest...
mean, the one that, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I first started putting out fanfic, and I put it out under my real name. And which has had some good aspects to it, but these days I don't think I would do that again.
Yeah, I don't. Your name does sound very manufactured. It does not seem real.
And it's my name.
I understand it, but it does seem manufactured. It's just way
Well, blame my parents for that one. And my
I
hopes.
blame your parents for a lot of things.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
Well, my real one has very few syllables, so I'm lucky. I don't have to spend a lot of effort.
It's so you can pronounce it in the South.
Yeah, it's quicker. Yeah. You can say it kind of like how people grunt and they just accept it.
Jeez.
My uncle is like that, where his name is Pat, but he never goes by his name.
What does he go by?
He just go by, or just a click or something like that, and he responds.
Wow.
To it. If he uses a real name, he thinks he's talking to you like some kind of official or whatever. So his name is Patrick Learn, and he's a character, but he doesn't like these modern conventions of this is the way things should be, this is the way things shouldn't be kind of thing. If it can be completely misconstrued, he will do it on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
If he thinks that's his way of contributing to chaos.
That can definitely be in there with it, yes.
And I think, from that point of view, I actually respect him for it. He's done some very questionable things in his life, but you can't consider him just the guy following the herd. Because he literally has herds. It's just, he raises sheep. So he literally has herds.
Not going there.
No, he's a Scotsman with sheep. I
absolutely am not going there with him. Nope.
He's not that kind of Scot. Well,
okay.
I've never been there with him. But.
All right.
Anyway.
I will avoid all my Scotsman and the sheep jokes then.
Well, it's not like it's different in Ireland.
Oh, I'm sure it is. I'm sure it isn't. I'm sure, it's lonely up there in the hills. Shepherds and all that stuff.
I did my training in Sierra Nevada. It gets really cold up there, really dry.
It would, yes. Hey, I need to log off shortly, so shall we do one more thing before I have to go take the hell spawn out?
Absolutely.
Okay, what shall we do?
Yes.
Muse, would you like to join us?
I probably can't.
Okay.
Let me see if I can refit a ship real fast, and I will go with you. Just
Okay.
let me see if I can do it quick, because I know you're trying to get on.
No worries.
Oh, we don't.
Somebody else is obviously walking their dog right now, because my dogs have to go. Oh, yes. Hey! Puppies! Hey!
Oh, Mom!
They're walking. Let me go grab them. Hey! You two. That's enough. I know you're being protected. Hey!
Holy wait, cow! I wish I could get rid of some of these mark packages because I've got like 20 of them. It's just way too many.
Yeah, I got a ton of stuff like this stuff I don't use right. Like it just builds up, and like some of it, like I have like a stock which is good, and some of it I have like years of it sitting around.
Yeah, I'm the same way. My very first character I ever played was a character called Saisley in this game, and I never did anything with her. I go back there now, and she still has gear that just doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah. It goes back a ways.
But I mean, I started the character, and then I went off to a particular thing that I didn't want to do, and then I would disappeared for almost 20 months, and then I came back, and we had the rest of history. But how that whole thing works is very unusual.
Okay, I have my starship ready. I'm doing the hot bars, but we're good to make group and all that. I'll be done by the time we need to
Okay.
the inner zone.
Can you stick an X in the strike group chat and I will invite you?
Yes, ma'am. I am
Thank you.
currently transitioning load screens, but yes.
Okay, no worries. That would explain why I didn't see you on the friend screen.
Inexcusable, sir.
I'm well aware that my behavior is not becoming of a proper fleet member.
We let Paul talk in here, so we don't have a lot. I mean, he's got some very interesting perceptions, and they let me talk here. So I mean, that tells you everything you need to know. So you're good.
Just a rando?
Sure.
Okie dokie.
Yep, that's fine by me.
Wee woo?
I'm
We will.
in the middle of transporting.
Okay, we'll wait for you to wee. And woo.
Well, I mean, I'm not in the bathroom, so I hope I don't do it here. Okay, it is 9 o'clock.
Yes, it is.
Holy cow. Time just flies. I got my Lulu.
Got you, wee woo. Okay, let's see what we get. Well, at least it'll be fast.
The situation is grim.
Of course it
All
is.
attempts to hail the star.
Oh, yay. Goody, goody.
Hey,
Drop.
it could have been Procyon 5. It could have been Days of Doom.
Days of Doom.
Yeah. It's one of the ones.
Whatever shall we do?
And that shops up.
How do I do that?
Ooh. We got us some
I'm
feedback
just
there.
kidding. I know what it is. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Agreed, Ice Knight. No way. Ed and I were doing something. We got Procyon. No, not Procyon 5. What's the other bad one? Gravity Kills. Gravity sucks, as they say. And it went really well.
Scanning the data. Situation is grim. Gun. Additional data.
A pug, Gravity Sucks, unadvanced, and we just did it. It was amazing. Which makes up for the countless numbers of times we've done it where it's just been horrendous.
Do not click off screen.
The Deadite approach. Prepare the transfer. Stop that.
Ow! They bite! Little ones bite, watch out!
Globfly bites or the Ronin from New Romulus bites?
The latter, because it's bad. Ow! That was not supposed to happen. Nobody saw me, nobody can prove anything.
Yep. We didn't see that.
See what?
Nothing. We saw nothing. Oopsie.
He thinks she depth protests too much.
Yeah, and she got killed. Did not get over to my save fast enough.
What kind of a tank are you?
This isn't a tank.
Well, maybe that's the kind of tank you need to be then.
Well, I have a tank, but this was going for something slightly more maneuverable and having a little different level of fun.
Today may be a good day to die, but not today.
So if today's not a good day to die, I don't understand. It sounds like a weird Klingon thing.
Sorry, I'm blinded by the murder board paint.
Blinded by the light? Blinded by the light.
Thank you, Mr. Man. A little dilithium. Few marks. Not a bad way to end up the evening.
To end the evening.
Yes, indeed. But I must end the evening because I must go walk the hellspawn before they leave me presents in the apartment.
They're gonna follow you home or something.
Well, thanks for the patience running me through something. I mean, I need to do something to rust off my, abilities.
Anytime, my friend, anytime.
You are always welcome.
Absolutely.
And of course, that we have to thank everybody else who's there in the chat with us.
Yeah, Ice Knight 50, thank you so much for all the chat. Apula Felgar, thank you. Satalia and GSQ were with us earlier this evening, so all of you are awesome.
That shadow guy, you gotta watch out for him.
Hey, I'm thinking about tomorrow. If they're doing a 10 forward tomorrow, I think I will do an earlier show when I get home.
I'm not sure because I might be at a event tomorrow night.
Okay.
I know that next week I'll be at the event actually doing a presentation.
Ah.
But this week I don't know if I'm going.
Well,
I'll have to find out.
Thinking about doing the show before the stream starts because that starts at 7:30, so 5 to 7:30, something in that range. Mm-hmm. That's my time. And then log off so everybody can go watch 10 forward.
I'm going to a bar. This is a bad thing. I'm an alcoholic.
Well, you're very, I don't know what the right word is to say, resolved.
I'm resolved.
Yes.
No longer tempted by it. I'm still tempted. Just don't do it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
yes. Anyway, I'm going to go walk the hellspawn. Everyone, thank you so much for being here. We'll be back on at 6 in the morning Eastern Standard Time with Mom and Ed in the morning. And I think we'll be on tomorrow afternoon, but I'm going to play that by ear and I'll send out a tweet if we figure that one out. But we'll be back. All right, everybody.
Thank you very much for showing up, everybody. I'll talk to everybody later.
Take care, Becca. Everybody. Bye.
Bye-bye, all. Jordan or die!